Good morning. I my drive over here, I just blurted out that I love my life at the top of my lungs. I just feel like, man, I woke up with this beaming energy coming out of my chest. I'm just feeling so much love for everything in my life, the people, the events, just everything. And I had a call with my coach yesterday about a retreat that I'm going to attend, and it ended up helping me to like really unlock some realizations that they're nuanced realizations, but they've really just for some reason hit home. I've been in the season for the last 8 months or so, the end of last year, the beginning of this year, where I was building a business, I was building an agency, and I had the legs cut out from under me. I had these big deals on the table, multiple deals. I was going to be making more money than I've ever made in my life. I had done a tremendous amount of work to get there, and everything evaporated like that, overnight, literally almost overnight. Now, there was some things that coincided with this, some events in my life, also macroeconomic events. The markets kind of dried up in the industry that I was in. All of it converged, and ever since, I have not fully recovered from those events and that undercutting, that pulling away, or that rug pull, or you could call it, right? And I've had this reoccurring event happen where deals come to me, and as they're, I get a yes, and then the rug gets pulled out from under me. Boom, yank. Also, even in my relationship, the love of my life, like I met this person who I knew in my soul was my person. I don't think I've told the story of when I met her, but when I met her, the day I met her, I knew there was something about her. Like she calls it deer in the headlights. When I saw her, I couldn't even speak, but my body was processing all these things that I later come to find out was I loved her from when I met her. And so even knowing that, and then having the rug pulled on that almost a few times on me. So this reoccurring thing has kept happening to me. I just had a deal right now. Is a deal that was going to, settle me for a little bit. Cancel last minute. Board says, hey, we're not going to give money for marketing. So yank. And this time, I didn't react. I said, okay, well, what are you here to teach me, coach? Right? What is this here to teach me? What am I here to learn? And in talking about this with my coach, man, he opened up. I love my coach. Like, he is fantastic. Like, Jesus, he's fucking powerful. But, I've heard this before, and it just is starting to sink in, that all of these things have happened to me. Number one, the money that I was going to make back in the end of last year and the beginning of this year, I didn't have the foundation to hold for a life like that. I just didn't. I don't come from money. I've never had that kind of money. There was no way that I was going to be able to hold on to that kind of money, right? I already ran into some money the year before, and I lost it all, right? Because my foundation wasn't there. I didn't spend enough time digging deep enough to build a foundation that could hold for that kind of life. Now, I learned that from Garen, and I fully understand that I wasn't ready. But also, my coach brought it to my attention that all of these things happen for us. They don't happen to us. And now, how much bullshit do you feel when somebody tells you, this isn't happening to you, this is happening for you? And you're like, how's being broke for me? Or how's losing this for me, right? And that's the attitude that most people have. And I, in a way, had that attitude. I had the victim mentality, the victimness of like, fuck, why does this keep happening to me, right? Instead of, what are you trying to teach me? And now I understand, now I fully understand that all of these things happened for me. Because had I made the money that I was gonna make in January, I wouldn't be the man that I am today. I wouldn't have been pushed into the places that I was in, into the holes, into the darkness, into the lessons. I wouldn't have been forged. My vocabulary, my heart's vocabulary would have never been refined, right? I would have never been in this partnership with this beautiful, amazing woman. I would have never done the work, right? I would have used the money to do whatever I wanted to do and go around, and I just see a whole different version that wasn't for me. And so all of these events have led me and brought me to this place that I am in now. And I had to go through these things, and they had to happen that way for me to learn the lessons that I needed to learn so that I could build the foundation that could hold for the life, the big fucking life that I want and I've desired for my whole entire life. That bigness that I've been wanting, I would have never been into this mastermind. I would have never found this mastermind had I not been pushed to the places that I was pushed, to the brink, to the edge, right? And so even in my relationship, you know, all of these things had to happen the way that they did so that I could refine myself, so that I could learn to love myself, to rise to the occasion, to choose myself so that she could finally meet me and rise with me and feel safe to rise with me. All of it was on purpose. All of it was for me. And judging now how I feel inside, how proud of myself I am, how much impact I have been having on the lives of people around me and close to me, how I show up, how I fucking love people is amazing. And only because of the things that I've been through in my life, I can trace back every single thing that I've been through was for me. And this shift in this attitude gives me this crazy, beautiful feeling inside, like, wow, like if I can just trust that everything going on is happening for me and not to me, how do I show up in the world? How do I show up today? How do I show up tomorrow? How do I show up in my relationships? How do I show up in my business? How do I show up in my body, in how I care for myself? All of these things come to mind. It's really windy. So I have this like intense energy going on today, but it's gratitude, it's gratefulness. It's like, I love my life. Like, yes, I just lost this deal that would have made me secure for, you know, at least the next 2 or 3 months. And I don't know where the next deal is coming from. I have no idea. You know, there's things due today. There's things due in a few days. I have no idea. But I'm okay. I'm still fucking rich. I'm blessed. I have what I need. And all of these other things will show up for me. And I don't need to adopt the energy of scarcity or panic or worry. Those are all choices, right? Because no matter what, whatever happens, it's gonna happen for me. And I fucking know that's hard to like take in and swallow. If you're really going through something hard, say you're fucking sick, and you're like, why the fuck am I sick? Well, maybe there's something there for you. Maybe this is a chance and an opportunity for you to finally look into how to care, how to truly care for your body, right? How to love yourself the way that you need to be loved, how to love your physical body with the things that you're putting in your body, right? And again, I'm not trying to be insensitive or be toxically positive. I understand that there are things that happen in the world, in our lives, that are just plain fucking hard and they suck. And maybe you're not able to get there where you think that, hey, this is happening for me. You know what? That's okay. That's totally okay. But maybe you can find something about your situation and maybe you can't find it now, but later. Maybe you can later find something about your situation that will lead you to a place that heals you for good, right? It was all of my heartbreaks in my life that have pushed me into learning how to love deeper, learning how to love more authentically, learning how to be more open instead of closed. Because I had the choice and I had the ability to close off. Every single time that somebody really hurt me, I could have blocked another part of my heart off, closed down, started to mistreat people, started to treat people, women, with a guard up, you know. My partner, she said something yesterday that kind of stuck with me, that I have had the ability to be hurt, but still be open to love, to hold a boundary, but not prevent myself from taking the risks, you know, and going after the things and being open to the things that take risks to have. And it was really profound the way she said it, and how, you know, when she told me that, because these are things that I don't consciously understand that I'm doing, but as she was describing them to me, I definitely recognize that, yes, you're right, I do that. And I have done that. It's like there's no reason, there really is no reason that this relationship that I'm in would have survived and made it to where it's made it without these abilities of mine to hold on despite feelings of being hurt, and also learning to hold boundaries but still being open, right? Like I recognize the power of that in this moment, and I'm coming into my power. I'm coming into what my superpowers are. My vulnerability is a superpower. The way that I love is a superpower. I've had multiple people tell me this, and I don't understand how some of these other people know this about me, other than how I'm showing up and how I show up for them, right? I'm not in a relationship with them for them to know how I love, but they can see it. They can see it in the way that I carry myself and the stories that I tell and how I talk about things. I'm not exactly sure how they know how I love, but apparently it's evident for them to see this. And so I'm leaning in. I'm going to lean into these things, into these pieces of me, into these parts of me. There's so much going on inside of me, and it's hard to describe and distill in one short message. But I just wanted to share this message today about how things in your life, no matter how hard they are, no matter how bad they are, no matter how bad they look in this moment, can and are happening for you. And believe me, I really, my full heart understands how much you want to vomit right now hearing that, or how much you want to be like, fuck that is not true, you know. But it is really just to shift the perspective, because if you think about in the past when things were hard or things bad, apparently bad happened to you. I really don't know if you're going to hear all this because it's so windy. When bad things happened to you, I'm saying it to you because that's how you took it. When bad things happened in your life, where did it take you? Where did it lead you? You know, maybe some other bad things happened, but eventually it took you to a whole different place. You figured something out, you met somebody, you opened up yourself to some new opportunity, you learned something new, you learned how to protect yourself. Like, there's infinite ways that event led you to a new place that you would have otherwise never, ever have gotten. And so I just want to call attention to that, to speak to that today, that our lives happen to us, Our lives do not happen to us, they happen for us. See, even my programming wants to say our lives happen to us, right? That's how we feel. But it's not true. It isn't true. In reality, these things really do happen for the unfolding of who we are and who we're supposed to be and who we want to be, for the bigness that we have inside. Because I believe everybody has this giant, big life they want to live. And those who say no, those who say, I just want something small or simple and peaceful, maybe you've let your bigness be crushed by the world. You've been disappointed so many times that you've stopped allowing yourself to dream big and to believe big and to believe how big you are. And so now you dream smaller. Now you dream in standard definition instead of 4K. You know? Anyway, that was my message for today. That is what I wanted to share. That is what's beaming out of me today. And I needed to release that. In case no one told you today, I fucking love you. Big love, big blessings. Peace.